Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to another edition of Talk That Tech, the
Number one tech morning show in the world. Good morning.
good morning. Glad to have you with us and glad to see you joining us from all different parts of this known land online. And we got a lot to talk about today. There's a lot that's been going on, but like usual, we're going to cut through all that first and go to the housekeeping stuff. First things first, thank you so much for rocking with us. If you have not already, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And feel free to share this with somebody else as well in case they are not aware that we're going live so that they can know. Also, if you have not realized it by now, it is a call-in show. So if you have an opportunity, if you would like to, go ahead, call into the show. I'm going to periodically drop the link below so that you know where and when to tune into. And like always, let us know where you're tuning in from. Also, comment on the show, and we will gladly shout you out towards the end. So those are the things that we want to just highlight before we get started. And with that being said, brother, how was your weekend?
My weekend was good, man. It was very good. Not too crazy, but also just a little extra stuff going on. Saturday went to a little local uh, pumpkin patch. So basically, the free one from maybe a local library type, think like that. But it was really nice. Went out there with some friends, just had a good little talk, chat, had some snow cones after that, little pictures and all of that. But Sunday, went to church. And then after that, drove like 2 hours to another place that is like a larger event park type of deal. So, they have like um, the hayride all the way to the sunflower fields and the flower fields and um, rides like amusement park rides, the turkey legs and all this food and animals and all that kind of stuff. They have I think two different types. So this one's more on the you know fall theme with the pumpkins and all that. Then later on in the months they have the Christmas theme. So yeah, I mean it was pretty good. The only thing is, man, my eyes are uh, a little burny right now. Like I am a little tired, but there, that is what it is. But I feel like my eyes are. I feel like something like I have allergies or something, which I guess maybe I do have a little bit, but not really. So yeah, I'm feeling it like that. I think I'm a little stuffy. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but
Little
outside of
congestion.
that, yeah, outside of that, I'm good. I'm good. But yeah, how about yours though? How was yours?
Oh, it was good, man. It was good. But before I get into it, we got some comments in the comment section. We got OTTO in the building. He says, "Peace and blessings, family. Peace and blessings to you. Definitely glad that
What
you're
it do?
rocking with us." And then we got Tech Coach Ralph says, "OTTO finally came to the right channel." LOL. He said, "Good
That's
morning,
hilarious.
good morning, y'all. Good morning." And then
That's
he said, "Oh,
hilarious.
what flavor snow cones?" That's a question he had for you before we dive
Oh,
into it.
it was so you got the bluebell ice cream at the bottom, and then I went with the strawberry cheesecake joint with the little icing. No, I don't know, some kind of glaze on the top. I don't know, but yeah, it was pretty. It was a little heat. It was heat. It was heat.
Sounds delicious. Sounds delicious. And definitely want to hear from y'all in the comments section. I got a question for y'all today, but before I do, I'm going to jump in on my week end. So so basically in regards to my weekend, Friday, I can't remember what I did Friday. It was supposed to rain this whole weekend. In fact, it did rain. We had a northeastern here.
Mm,
And so, but we had also something special that we're doing in our community, which is called Service for Service. Where basically what we do as a church is we basically don't have an actual service or church service, but we serve the community. So from Friday to Sunday, there were different things that we're doing, whether it was sex trafficking awareness, whether it was uh, feeding homeless, or whether it was going into the community, raking up grass, painting over things. And so my family and I, we basically did our part on Sunday where we went to a community center here, and I had the kids, the younger kids, not the babies, but like the middle aged ones, kind of painting the wall, and I was outside basically doing landscaping with a few guys and gals, and putting together like some rocks and different stuff like that for the community. So we were kind of concerned because it was supposed to rain the whole weekend. And it's funny that every single day that we were planning to do that, it literally the rain came after we were done. So it was just like, even with the northeastern supposed to be here and everything, it literally went and it stopped uh, uh, right after we were done. So that was pretty cool. It was a good weekend, but I'm telling you right now, I felt in my knees, man. I felt it all over. It's big rocks, and so the soreness is starting to commence, but it's all good. It's all good, and I'm cool about it. Before I go to the question of the morning, I'm gonna go to the chat real quickly because I got some responses here. He says, "Son had a pitcher day and game for pre-T-ball on Saturday morning." Says
Hey,
Coach Rolf, starting at 6:45. Cry face emoji.
talking my language. Talking my language. Baseball. Yes, sir.
Ooh,
But yeah,
man.
that's 6:45. That's when you gotta be there. That's a little early for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a little early.
My daughter's softball season is going to start soon. So I only can imagine the Saturday mornings, but hopefully it's not as damaging as that. Uh, and then also Techo Drop says, I switched streaming software, so was testing it out and configuring it over the weekend too. Ooh, if you let me know what
Yeah.
you got in the chat, I'll be interested to find out about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Me too. Me too. Cause yeah, there's some configuring that has to go on with some of these, man. And I was like, you know what? I don't got time for this. I
Yeah.
gotta, but I do need to make time for it because on some of them it's a lot easier to maneuver and do what you want, manipulate what you want to happen. So I'm gonna need to do that as well, Ted Coach Ralph. Um, I just gotta, I need to sit down and actually do it. I tried and I got like halfway through, and I'm like, yeah, but I could just do this and it's way easier. So let me just do this for now. But I gotta go back for sure.
Yeah,
So I
man.
know where you at. I know where you at.
Yeah, and I'm laughing at OTTO. He says, all right, funny guy, I'm a creature of habit, and YouTube be tripping on my reminders. So he said, lay off,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
lay off. Well,
You made
listen,
it.
you made it. You made it. You know what, man? Let's just get right into instead of going to that part, let's go right into the story here because we got a lot of things that we definitely can cover and I want to share with y'all. And one of them being in regards to updates on what happened with Sora from last week. We have a few things as well coming up in regards to what happened with this acquisition and what blueprint can we learn from the solo AI founder. And also, robots we may be closer to the Jetsons than we actually believe. And so, with all that being said, I'm going to pass it over to Trey to share more about the story.
Yes, sir. So y'all remember Sora 2, and if you didn't, you've been under a rock. I gotta be honest. You've been under a rock if you haven't heard about it. And so that's what we're gonna talk about here. So OpenAI Sora 2. Um, he said take some bitter drill and do a sinus rinse. I know I need to do it. I don't have to deal with this often. My wife, she got all the meds, and all of this stuff, prescriptions for allergies and sinuses and stuff. I don't have to normally deal with this, but it was a lot of, y'all know how it is out there. You got hay and animals and all this stuff all over the place. It got me. But I'm gonna get it. As soon as we get off of here. As soon as we get off of here. But OpenAI, Sora 2, they have the video generation app right now, and it has done some numbers. Done some numbers. All right. So on the download milestones, they passed Chat GPT's historic launch. So the app has reached 1 million downloads in under 5 days across all platforms. So if somebody tell you they're not on it, they lying. No, I'm playing. I'm playing. It ain't reached that crazy, but 1 million downloads in under 5 days is pretty crazy. It's got some headway. And according to Sora, the head, Bill Peebles, he says this milestone was achieved faster than ChatGPT's initial launch, making it impressive that Sora 2 was actually only an invite only availability with that. So, and then they also had geographic restrictions for just the U.S. and Canada. So, with all that happening, it still was able to do numbers. Now, as far as what's going down, so that the launch trajectory, it was definitely crazy, right? But on the first day, it hit number 3 in the Apple App Store. By October 3rd, 3 days later, it had the number 1 spot. It passed Google's Gemini. All right. So it's been doing numbers. Now, Sora, they have 627,000 iOS downloads the first week. Compared to ChatGPT, they did 606, like 606,000. So, they've been going. Now, here's why it's been going crazy. So you have the cameo feature that they have, right? So this is the one that everybody is talking about, which basically allows the users to upload their likeness. By the way, in like no time. Okay, I'm talking turn your head to the left, boom, got your head. Say these 3 numbers, boom, got your voice. So they made it easy to do if you'd like to, right? They made that part easy, but you can upload your likeness and your voice, and then boom, now you have a digital avatar that you can tell to do anything just by doing text. And so basically an upload yourself feature. Okay. So now you have the social side of it. So unlike, previous AI videos tools, Sora 2, they are more on like functioning as a social media platform. And so you can share, you can remix. So if you see something you like, you can remix that and put your own little twist on it, which could be good or bad, based on what's in there. And then you have the Discover AI generated content as well through basically a For You page or just a customizable feed. So 10-second videos, they're super realistic. If you've seen any of them, like they can get like as long as you can see that Sora watermark floating through the page, then you're like, oh, okay, this is AI. I saw one yesterday just in the morning time while I was just chilling. The dude was sleeping on the porch and a big bear was just like, sniffing around his face. And the camera feed, it looked like it was a camera feed from just a house, protection security camera. And he got me because then he woke up and he was like, oh, snap. And then the bear kind of just ran out. But I was like, man, you got me because they had already took off the watermarks and stuff. But anyway, it's getting pretty up there, bro. It's getting up there, y'all. It's getting up there. So as far as the controversy and the backlash, right? Like this is why we talking about this. So despite the technical success, Sora 2, they've been getting some controversy. Okay, so the apps, how easy it is to just create these deep fakes has promoted some criticism from families of deceased celebrities, right? So if y'all maybe came across Zelda Williams, she was like, it's Robin Williams' daughter. She's like, man, y'all got to stop. Kelly Carlin, which is George Carlin's daughter. Like, hey, what's going on here? What you got going on? And even, under Robin Williams' daughter's post, you saw one of Martin Luther King's daughters. Or maybe he only has one. I can't remember. But all I know is she was under the comments like, yeah, and mine too. All right. So anyways, Hollywood Studios, they reported like the Motion Picture Association accused OpenAI of like, yo, y'all spreading all kind of copyright infringement and users who creating these unauthorized videos, fix it. So they did. Basically what they ended up doing was they went from the opt out first to now opt in first. So that's how they fixed that. But guess what, y'all? The damage is done. They did what they were supposed to do. Can we make it viral? What can we do to get this thing to do numbers? And that's what they did. They understand marketing. They understand virality. And hey, we'll pay what we need. We'll throw the cash at you. Just give us a number. It don't matter. We already did what we needed to do. So at this point, y'all, the industry analysis based on Sora 2, they're saying this it's a potential TikTok of AI. That's what they're saying. And it's positioned to really disrupt social media, though, and the platforms. because you can transform these video creations just from a tool that's inside the app. And the distribution is there as well. So you can create it in the app, then instantly make that joint go. So it's wild as far as what's going on right now. We'll see what it has in the future, what kind of updates they do, and what kind of effect this might have versus Instagram and actually TikTok and all this kind of stuff. But right now, the consumer demand is there for sure.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's crazy for sure.
Yeah.
And I want to go to the comment section real quickly here.
Oh.
Yeah. We got a few people in the comments. We got that well chick. How you doing?
What up? What up, girl?
It's been a while, Patty. Good to see you. Good to see you on this live, especially on a Monday morning. I tell you,
Monday morning.
it's early.
Okay, what's good?
Early. Oh man, but then the family's going in on, of course, the different types of remedies that you can go through.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, and actually, funny enough, take a route to my OBS. I actually just downloaded this weekend, trying to.
Oh, did you?
Stuff. Yeah, working on scenes and stuff like that, and trying to figure out how to use it myself. So
yeah, so you know exactly what I was talking about. Yeah, I got that's what I was talking about. I got a few scenes, but you gotta configure, you gotta make sure everything is right, and then then you can make some moves. But
yeah, I told Coach Ralph, he got some questions, he got some thoughts about you and Sora. He said, okay, he created two Sora 2 video last night on stream, and he said, Trey, you be holding on these invites hostage. Like, what's going on? Why are you not sharing the invites?
That's funny. Because bro, like, you got random people who want your invites, and I would give it to them, but I had friends and family that I needed to get it to first. That's what I'm telling them. So I showed them the way. I showed them exactly what I did. It's crazy, man. I told them exactly what I did. Hey, go to this site, do this, do that, and it's gonna work for you. If it don't work the first time, go back, do it again. Click refresh. And then when the number pop up, it was one dude in there, man, the number popped up, and then I blew it because I clicked through it. I'm like, that's on you. That's on you, baby. I got in. I did it. So yes, I was holding them hostage, Tech Coach Rob, but I might make another video. That video did like 20,000 views or something, 25 or something. I might make another one giving away a few of my last invites so that people can get off my back. But yes, yeah, I was holding them hostage.
Well, listen, a lot of people are trying to get in right now, and we're definitely, if y'all are in Sora 2 and y'all created a video like Trey did, and also like Tech Coach Ralph, let us know in the comment section below. And while you guys do that, I'll share my thoughts. But yeah, the success has spawned a wave, and this is what I want to talk about: the fake Sora apps, which imposters are having a good time with that, because I'm seeing some stuff, and I'm like,
dude,
this don't look like Sora, but it
numbers,
it's Sora-ish. Yeah. They are making money, which kind of ties into what we're going to talk about next, just how quick people can copycat different applications that are out there, even though they're not that great sometimes, and be able to monetize on that so quickly. It's like, it is.
One of them got like 300,000. One of them got like 300,000 installs, bro.
Just like that. And it's a fake one. It's not even like it's not even the real Bugatti. It's not the real Supreme. It's literally is a fake. So
it's the it's not the Bentley, it's the Chrysler 300. You know what I mean?
300 body looking similar, but it ain't the same. And so that's what one of the things I wanted to kind of highlight is just like, we live in such a crazy time, y'all. And let us know in the comment section if you've seen anything like this, because I was seeing some friends post their videos basically, and I was like, man, I know their voice. That's their voice. That's crazy. And it looks like them a lot. Like, did they take a full body picture? Because it looks, I see them in person, it looks like them a lot.
No, bro, that's the thing. Like, even I was wondering that too. I'm like, how did they get the height and the, you know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah, and the whole aesthetic. And I'm like, scratching my eyes a little bit, like, wait a second. So the fact that the technology is so advanced, there's so much that goes beyond it. But I think one thing I realized especially with the really, really fake ones, you can kind of see it in certain of the animations where it's just kind of like, oh, isn't the exact one. But y'all, it's pretty amazing technology. I definitely we talked about last week about that question, like, is this going to be something that possibly could disrupt TikTok? And I believe the answer to that question is yes.
Mhm.
It's developing pretty quickly. There's just a few capabilities that they need to work in. And then on top of that, we know the issues with TikTok right now trying to be purchased by the United States government and a buyer group and all this different stuff. So this happening at the same time, we know that based off of the conversation we had as well in the past, how much so Altman and a few others are cool with the leadership in the White House and so on and so forth. So I could see this kind of continuing to blow because it's still invite only, right, Trey? It's still invite only right now,
To my
and
knowledge, it
and then
is.
eventually it's gonna be okay. Here we go, free for all.
Yeah, yeah, they'll
So
open it up. But right now they still selling. They still selling invites. You know, hey, I got invites for the low. I was
yeah,
like, man, that's wild. People selling the invites.
yeah, and you know what's so funny? That's like marketing 101 scarcity, you know. And I was listening to a podcast about how the reason why gold is the considered the standard when it comes to wealth is because of the fact that it's heavy and the scarcity being one of them. It's not like you could pick up gold anywhere, but the scarcity and the ability to basically have that as that symbol is the number one thing. So if you basically like say there's an invite only a few people get in, it's going to be very interesting. Let me go to the comment section real quick because OTTO says Ralph woke up and chose violence this morning. He calling everyone out because he said, I think the app has more features than the API. He says,
Yeah, yeah, no, he's definitely right. And maybe they did that on purpose. Like they understand, like, oh, you know what, the average person is not going to be using the API, right? But for the people who are trying to just use that side, then all right, hey, here you go. But yeah, I believe that too. I think they did a lot more on the app.
yeah. Let me go to Tech Coach Ralph's point as well, because I want to ask y'all, do you think it really is a copyright infringement on what they've been using? He says, so it's not actually copyright infringement, it's violating the right of publicity. And that's the case these artists can have, especially the ones that the parents are, I guess, being Robert Williams. We talk about Kelly, George Collins' daughter, Robin Williams' daughter having issue with it, even Martin Luther King Jr.'s daughter having issues with what is being put out there. So that is a very interesting thought. What do you guys think? The call-in link is dropped as well. So if you guys want to call in to share any thoughts on this Monday morning about this topic, we could sit here all day and talk about this particular one for sure. So let us know if you want to call in and chat and share your thoughts on it. Have you used Sora? What are your thoughts? And love to hear from you as well. But go ahead, Trey. I don't know if you're going to say something before I jumped in there.
No, the only thing I was gonna say, you know, you were talking about how gold is rare and stuff, and I was like, it just made me think about how diamonds aren't. But anyway, but they they make it seem like it is for all these years. Shout out to the marketing team, D Beers. But yeah, no, that's the only thing I got though.
Yeah, the more exclusive you make something to seem and feel like only a certain select can have it, that ticket price is gonna shoot up. So that's pretty dope. But like yeah, like you said, we wanted to talk about this again because we talked about it last week, but just 3 days after, like it just keeps going and going. And the first we compared to, like you said, ChatGPT is 606,000, and that's just iOS downloads during the inaugural week. So it's definitely going to be something that we're just keeping our eye on and seeing how things are going with this particular issue. So going back to this question from Tech Coach Robinson, so it's not actually copyright infringement, y'all. Let me ask you guys, how do you feel, especially those who are social media influencers or people that are on social media a lot, because our voices are here, everything's here. If someone was to take your likeness and start creating videos on it, what would your thoughts be on that? And let's just add that some of those videos might be a little wild and outlandish. Would you have an issue with that? Let us know in the comments section, or you could call on the show and let us know as well. Go ahead and click on the link that's dropped, but let us know what would your thoughts be on that? Oh, I can't hear you, brother.
Yeah, let me see, bro. I saw Ralph said, "Can I share one of my Sora generated videos?"
Okay,
Here's
yeah.
like, yeah. Here's like the first. I was trying to find it. Here's the first one that I made, and here what I said with this one, bro. I was like, okay,
Oh,
it's
ding
kind of.
dong ditch, go.
Oh, my bad. I was like, it's kind of off, but the thing that made it crazy is I had on a hat in my stuff. Like I'm
How
like,
is
how
my
does it get
hair?
my? Yeah. Okay. Is it just gonna pull up or let me know?
Yeah, I
Oh,
see it
ding
right here. I'll
dong
pull up.
ditch, go. Whoa, whoa. Ah, my leg. Man, that was not worth it. I think I pulled something. Yep, I'm done. I'm done.
So
That's
yeah, so
wild.
like, that was the first one I did because I was just like, okay, what can it do? So I just made that one, and then I think I went on and tested another one just to see what was going to happen. I put myself in a Ralph Lauren ad. I was just like, put me in a Ralph Lauren ad, and I know what those look like, and so it actually did a pretty good job. But again, I'm like, okay, you didn't know my hair. Like my hair was a little bit better on that one, but it still gave me like like it wasn't like, hey, you know what? He's got
He's bald headed.
waves on a taper fade. He's got waves on a taper fade. No, it gave me like a little. I'm like, man, what's going on here?
That's a good
So
question.
anyway,
Did it like search like did it just like know you based off of your face to get information from like other videos that it had on you or something like that? Because your hair, like just if you go back to that, it actually kind of aligns to what your hair
I don't know,
is
bro. I
texture
don't
wise.
know. What I ended up doing is I did go back and made one without the hat and stuff. But yeah, it was just crazy.
Yeah, no, it's definitely insane. Listen, y'all. Now that you see the video and you know what Trey hairs look like, go ahead and let us know in the comment
you gotta watch
section.
you gotta watch more episodes of the show. See,
Yeah,
only the real ones know exactly what my hair looks like because every now and then, maybe once every 2-3 quarters, I show up with the no hat. But if you don't watch like that, you will never see me without a hat.
you will never know. You will never know.
You gotta be a real one. You
Gotta
gotta
be a
be a
real one.
real one.
Gotta subscribe. Gotta subscribe. Well, listen, man, we definitely got a lot of a show left, y'all, and we definitely want to share a couple things with you down the line, for sure. What we're gonna do right now is transition over to our Tech Wire. If you're not familiar with that, the Tech Wire is basically where we share upcoming sort of not just shows, but events, mixers, and anything else in between, conferences that we think that you, the viewing public, would definitely appreciate. So we're gonna just make this real quick because we are actually a part that's happening right now in Atlanta, Georgia. It's actually started yesterday. Was the Forbes BLK Summit that's happening. Also, October 15th to the 16th is the Tech Cabal Moonshot in Lagos, Nigeria. Then we
Mm.
have October 17th to the 16th. We have Afros and Audio Podcast Festival in Baltimore, Maryland. That's also happening this week. And then in a couple of weeks, we have the big one, Afro Tech that's happening on October 27th to the 31st. So listen, the tickets by this time are probably your rent. But if you want to go out there and get it, now is a good time. I will also give you a couple of ones for November, so just you can be prepared for that. November 6th to 7th, we have Be Future Summit in Toronto, Ontario. That's happening November 6th to the 7th, like I said. And then STEM Social, they're having the Solstice Summit that's happening in Philadelphia. It's a 2-day event from November 7th to the 9th. So check that out, as well as including US and Tech Con, which is happening in New Orleans, Louisiana, November 8th. So you want to check out those different events. There's a lot there on the website. Just go to blacktechglobal.com. After the show, go to blacktechglobal.com for more so you can see all that is going on there. So, with that being said, we do got a couple of things that we want to touch on, but really quickly, this story right here is one that I think Tech Coach Ralph and others in this chat will appreciate because I think that there's definitely a lot to be said in regards to the way technology is and how fast it is growing. And that is a story about the founder of Base 44. This happened a couple months ago. But basically, a solopreneur started his company, no outside investment, got it bought for $80 million in 6 months. We're going to talk about this because this is amazing. So this has happened in June, June a couple months ago in June of this year, where the website Wix, as we know, the huge giant, they acquired Base 44 for $80 million, marking one of the most impressive solo founder success stories of the AI era. If you don't know what Base 44 is, you've probably seen a bunch of ads coming your way. It's basically like Lovable, a version of Lovable, where you could create apps. So vibe coding is what they would say is the source of what it does, basically, and helping you to build out different apps, right? So the founder is actually from Israel. I believe it's pronounced War Shlomo. He's Base 44, went from a side project, right, to an 8-figure exit. No investors, hear me out, no large teams. He had only 6 people and no coding required. This is nuts. So what Base 44 was, like I mentioned, vibe coding platform that lets users build web apps by just basically describing it in natural language, whether in English specifically. And so users can make an event app with logins and payments by just saying it. And then the platform itself built the front end, back end, database, authentication, and deployment all automatically. So this is the timeline. Here's some key stuff that we could take away from this. It took 6 months to do this. They were able to get 250,000 users, 10 joined in the first 3 weeks alone. And then the profit that they made was $189,000 per month by May 2025. So remember, this is all done. This was done in 6 months, from building the app, creating it, getting the users, marketing, now being profitable at well, they're always profitable, but May 2025 having that that profit of 189, and then May and then June being acquired. So again, team only was about 8 employees, 6 to 8 employees, 100% bootstrap, no venture capital. So all that money was going back. And they also have not only the 80 million up front, but they have potential earnouts through 2029. So they are making serious bank, and they had some big customers in Tiro and SimilarWeb. And so the blueprint that we found behind this, and really quickly, if you guys want to take notes, go ahead and write this down. But the success model that they have for this solo entrepreneur to build this high value startup with one, using AI as your development team. So that's the first thing that he did. He used AI to write 90% of the front end code and 50% of the back end code. And he treated AI as a full engineering team, allowing him to scale like a startup. Then he built in public. So shared progress openly on LinkedIn. So this is another thing that the Tech Coach Ralph, actually, you're doing this already, but he shared his progress openly on LinkedIn and on X, which makes sense because if you think about it, where a lot of the tech people and the business people lie, they lie on LinkedIn. And a lot of people that you may not think you have access to, they're on X. You can get them pretty quick. So the transparency in building out that built trust, he built community and virality through that. And then the time to market was right because he entered and did this all during the time of this vibe coding area where everybody's kind of getting into it. So the space just demanded that, and he was able to provide that. And then profit over hype. So he focused on sustainable revenue early, was profitable by month 3. So that's like, listen, we're gonna be lean as possible, and we're gonna build this thing out and just focus on being profitable. And he made Base 44 more appealing to acquirers looking for real businesses, not speculative growth. So we've talked about different companies in the past and how they're like, this was not, they didn't have like 500 engineers in India pretending to be an AI company. He had AI working on it, and he built out a real business that people kind of said, oh, this is good. So that also, and this Tech Coach Roberts will love this one, extreme focus. He avoided feature creep. He built one core promise. He didn't try to be a jack. Well, I'll say it like this. He didn't try to do multiple different things at the same time. He focused on this. Because anyone could create apps by talking to AI is what his focus was. And that's what he did with Base 44. And then now we know they sold when the time was right, sold early to Wix for scale and infrastructure support rather than chasing endless growth. So they kind of figured out, okay, when's a good time? This is the right offer, and they went with that. And so, why does this matter? Is that the deals show a new path in this AI age where one person can leverage AI to be used to take basically the entire team. And experts say signals a shift towards solo unicorns, billion-dollar companies built by single founders using AI tools, which is something we talked about in the past as well. So, what are some lessons that we could take from this if you want to start with AI first for automation, target consumer markets, and empower them with what they need, build integrated all-in-one tools, and focus on retention, making sure that you have that profitability because people could have downloaded the app, it could have been trash, and then they've been out telling how bad it was on the reviews, but he was able to build a quality product that actually got retention. So customers are paying monthly, so that recurring revenue was there. And design from scale. So we build infrastructure that grows without needing a big team. So just kind of compare it to a couple of the other ones in the market right now. Lovable, it's $100 million ARR in 8 months. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Replit grew from 2.8 million. 2.8 million to 150 million ARR in under a year. So these are other groups that are doing something similar. Anything he hit 2 million ARR in just 2 weeks. That's another app called Anything. Hit 2 million in ARR in just 2 weeks. This is crazy money. This is crazy stuff right here. So there's other successful AI founders that are included in this as well. There's AI2 SQL. The owner of that is his name is Mustafa, 100K ARR. Site GBT owner Banu, he has a 15K per month, but listen, nothing to scoff at there. Right, Sonic millions in ARR, but not reported fully. And so, yeah, wanted to get your thoughts on that, y'all. We talked about this before. I know Tech Kills Ralph is big on this in regards to showing what he's doing and building things. I know Trey, he's working on things as well. But really want to share this story because this is a great example of what is capable now because of AI. So I'll
Yeah,
pause
bro.
right there.
Yeah, it's crazy out here, man. And I basically look at all these stories every week. Like that's what I like to look at, and it's wild because you see some of these stories and it you might think like, oh man, these people have been working on this forever. And it's only been 4 months. It's only been like who is that? Cluely. That Cluely. I don't know if y'all know about Cluely AI, but basically it's guised under the. I'm not even gonna say that. Basically, it allows you to cheat on everything, right? So you can have like this glass like screen over your screen, and whether you're on a meeting or whatever, they can't see what you're looking at, but it's also listening and hearing what you say. Anyways, it's crazy, but like even them, he just straight x.com, or formerly known as Twitter. He just posted everything on there. It blew up crazy. But he went the raising money route. So like you see this guy, he went all in on him. Hey, not taking no outside. He went taking outside. I think it did like 20 million in the first 6 months, and then they also did like I think it's valuated at 120 million right now, or something like that. But these people, it's not taking long. And then at the end of the day, they're just sharing it on X, what they're doing. I think one reason that is really good that you do that is because you know how you mentioned, oh man, if people just download the app and it's not there and it's still like trash and then they just delete it and it's done forever. When you're doing it with people and you're letting them know as the steps go on and you're bringing them into the creation process, well, now they're expecting it to be, kind of but also they're loving the fact that they can have input in helping you build it out. So so that's where the patience is given. I would equate it to like myself. I remember when I found the hack of when I was young and I had just maybe started at like Best Buy. I used to work at Best Buy, right, in the mobile department. And one of the things that I would say is, hey, by the way, I'm new. So from there, because that process is a little bit longer. If anybody's ever gotten a phone at Best Buy, it's a longer process. But just by saying that, people, hey, they gave me all the time I wanted. And so I think that's an equivalent, right? Like, yo, I'm new. Now, if you don't say that and you taking your time at the cash register and, people like, man, what is going on, man? Hey, I'm new. Oh, I'll give you all day. That's okay, sweetie. Take your time, baby. It might give you a tip. So anyways, I think that's one of the great things of these guys and girls that are building these apps on X and sharing that process and just bringing them in,
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I'm going to go to the comment section just to let you know the link has been dropped if you want to call in about this. So go ahead. But I'm going to go into the comment section right now and go back to the OTTO said in my Tony Baker voice, I never knew.
You probably talking about my hair.
Yeah. I thought that was hilarious. Then Coach Ross says X has a nice build in public community. So so the people are even expecting that, and you might get some early investors as well because they're on there. Releasing a video Wednesday on how I use Gemini as my product owner. Absolutely, I hear that for sure. And then Tech Coach Ralph also says AI is good for getting you 75% of the way, but that last 25% needs a lot of love. That is something that's true. We didn't chat about it in this story, but I only can imagine the sleepless nights for the brother and the team because that was not easy. That was not easy. And then he also go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say, and that's when you bring in the big dogs, right? Like, if you're doing this on your own and you're not, you're not code heavy and just on what then that's when you bring in the big dogs, little fractional joints. Be like, hey man, what's up with this equity? You see the project we got going on? Let's do some equity deal. Let's get this done and let's make this cash. And then they come in and they, make some stuff shake. And that's that 25% that Ralph is talking about there,
Yeah. No, I think you could nowadays with technology and everything like that, you can form your Justice League team or your Avengers online. People that you may never met in person, but you can connect
that
have the skill set and they can do it. And then all of a sudden you have an 80 million exit. Imagine that. You take 6 months just to focus on something for 6 months and you make 80 million. I mean, obviously you got to split that and other things, but that's $80 million more than before. So that's a pretty cool thing right there. Also, Tech Coach Rope says, and I'm going to bring on somebody we have behind the scenes in a moment after this comment. GitHub has Spec Kit where it helps you build out all specifications of the app before building it. A lot of good reviews. That's a good point. That's a good point. That's actually, let's just pause that for a second. So GitHub is a Spec Kit where it helps you build out all the specifications of the app before building it. So it sounds like going to like a GitHub first, getting your idea together, and then come into something like a Base 44 or Lovable can really kind of be advantageous. And then having the right person that can help you code it and so on and so forth. That'd be great. Imagine and now I'm gonna pause this and I'm gonna go to the next comment and then we're gonna bring on our guest who's on the behind the scenes. But imagine if you let's say somebody that's technical, a development person who says, listen, my job here is for equity in your business. I'm just gonna take a couple hours per week to look at it on this certain period of time and kind of work with you for equity in the company that you're looking to build. And they do that for multiple different people that have ideas. That to be honest would be like
this is already happening, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like people could live off of that alone. Just that idea.
No, it's already happening. But also, I mean, right now, here's what you see. Like most of the guys who are technical, they don't really understand how to do the X part, right? Like, hey, I know how to make it, but I don't know how to get it out there like that. So what you are seeing, my bad, I said X, my bad. They don't understand the marketing side of it. Or maybe they do, but they don't want to be out there like that. Yeah. So what you're seeing right now is like, oh, here's a creator or someone who markets, and they're teaming up with these like technical people on purpose, and they're doing it together. And I think this has been like this for a little while now, but I'm not sure This is what I think. Eventually, the creative person might not need the technical person so much. And so it's going to force either two things, like either the technical person is going to be forced to get out there,
Yeah.
or, you know, or not. And then you have the creative person, or what I like to call the idea person, is they're going to be able to do their whole thing, right? Like, oh, you know, I had this idea, boom, and they can bring it to life instead of before where you were just the idea guy or girl and you had to find somebody to make that idea come to life. It's getting less and less of that, but you are seeing that technical and that creative person like team up right now like crazy.
Wow. Yeah.
It's the yeah.
Yeah, no, and Tech Coach Ralph, he actually some stuff I want to share, but I want to keep our guests not waiting too much longer. We
Yeah.
have OTTO in the building. What up, OTTO?
Oh, what's up, man? What's up? I think I don't know if he on mute, if he didn't hear us.
Yeah, he's back now.
Peace and blessings, fellas. How y'all doing?
Good.
Doing good, man. Doing good.
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of tap in, man. Like all this is amazing, man. You know, being on the tech side is just great to see. But the security guy in me is also looking. You know, what I'm saying, have we opened Pandora's box a little too early, a little too much? Because with the advancements that are happening so fast, I'm looking at it from the standpoint of with all the likenesses getting so on point, and then people willingly uploading their own likeness,
Mm,
the potential for these situations to go bad is looking real crazy right now, because with everybody putting their own likeness up and you being pretty much spot on, the likelihood of something happening and somebody using your voice, your likeness to do something crazy, the way you're going to have to prove that it's not you is going to be a nightmare. And
mm,
that's like my only concern about this is that, yeah, that's great. Everybody's making, these dope moves and all this stuff. But it's, if somebody starts getting a hold of this stuff, and as we know, because you guys cover all the time, how many times things are people are getting hacked and these companies are getting hacked. It's only a matter of time before one of these companies that are doing this type of stuff gets hacked, and then somebody takes that where you use your own voice, your own likeness, and now they have all that and they can just do whatever they want with it, and you're going to be the one that has to prove that it wasn't you and it was the AI. That's my
yeah.
only concern about this.
Yeah, and it's valid, bro. But I mean, and at the end of the day, they've been doing it for years now already.
Mhm.
Like people have been taking identities forever, and that's so like that's where things are born. If I like, oh, this happened, this is happening a lot, that's opportunity. And that's where someone can come in, hey, protect your likeness, or like, like something's going to be built if it's not already that
Yeah.
will protect against stuff like that. But I mean, to be honest, it's already out there. It's been happening for years. As far as these apps and things, I know what is really cool based in OpenAI's new release that they did, they have a back end where you can have security built in. So there's certain things in whatever you're building. So these companies, they realize this as well, and they're capitalizing on it early. Where now, okay, if I need to have certain security points in, I can check this box, and now you don't have access to credit card information or names or whatever. You can only get certain information. So it is happening. I do get the concern for sure because it is easy to just do. But they've been doing it for years already. And so, yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. But my first thought is somebody's going to come up with something that's going to make a whole lot of money from off of that.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
you're right. It has been happening for years. It's just making it easier to do the identity theft. And as somebody who's had that happen already, yeah,
Mm,
that's a booger to have to go through and fight to prove that it wasn't you already. So that's just making it easier. But you're right. Like I said, I'm just waiting for the time to really see who's going to step up and start having some regulations on how this goes down to be able to protect the public a little bit more. Like I said, of course, you sign up to do this stuff on your own, so you do that at your own risk. You're right. Go get that bag by all means. Just be mindful, what you're doing out there, because somebody can get a hold of your stuff, and you're gonna be the one forced to prove that it wasn't you. If somebody go out here and makes crazy accusations or say something crazy, and it's your
And
likeness and your voice, you're going to be the one to prove that it wasn't me, that was AI.
that's also true. But it's a lot of stuff now that you didn't have, like, say, for instance, like maybe late 90s. Yeah, it's hard to prove that you was in a spot. But, now, no, I didn't really do that because, as you can see from my bank statement, I was eating lobster tails at blah, 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 or, hey, actually, I was on this security cam footage here at this same time. So, you know, I don't know. I definitely hear what you're saying, bro. But it's a lot more ways to protect that stuff now as well than it is like maybe way in the past, or maybe even more recent in the past. You can lock certain things down where, hey, I'm the only one who can. You got to call every time this gets used, or I need to unlock this before you can use this. So many things where it does make it a hassle, but if you want to be protected to that extent, then you can. And if not, then there is the risk there. But it's all risky. If you leave the house, it's risky. I don't know. That's what I say. But Joseph, you good?
No, yeah, I was gonna say. I remember you talked about your experience and how
Mm-hmm.
you had your situation before, and there's been so many people that have. I want to go back to what Trey said about the opportunity as well, because you're thinking this way. If you were to connect with somebody who's in that space of development, and also somebody else in the space of cybersecurity, along with your idea, what possibilities can you do in regards to setting the trend on just thinking about security in regards to this, and building out something that can at least give people a sense of security or peace.
Yeah, because he's not the only one.
Because there's not, yeah, exactly. There's a lot of people, and we had actually, I don't know if he was on this show, but I interviewed a friend of the show, Rob, who basically talks about AI ethicacy. I can't even speak right now, but he talks about basically ethical AI, and just about how the way legislation and things that they're trying to catch up, but AI is moving so fast right now that it's pretty much like reactive versus responsive for most things that are occurring. However, if there are people like yourself and others that are like on the forefront building things that can help, then that's an opportunity to change things, as well as not to make it all about money, but obviously if you monetize it, that could be a huge opportunity as well. Tech Coach Ralph says you just better have an alibi. You better
That's
have
the thing.
your alibi.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at as well, but also it's even easier these days to have that alibi because like all these things are tracked, and like I don't know if it's possible, but I'm sure even if you was just at the house at the time, maybe your usage on your internet will prove that, like, no, this is where I was because yeah, I don't know, but it just seems like it would be. But there's so many ways, like as far as the example that he gave. Now, if you're just talking about like, oh, they got my information, then yeah, that's where double and triple checking like the app that you use. Hey, did they? What's the security stuff y'all put in place here? And just knowing what that looks like, and then maybe checking that out before jumping on. But as far as like, yo, they got me on TV robbing a such and such, and my face all in the camera like this, perfect. And I'm like, oh, nah. I was in Nova Scotia, and here's my plane ticket, and here's everything all that stuff. So, but yeah.
Yeah, OTTO Tech Coach Ralph saying my defense is now that wasn't me, it was AI.
So he flipped it. He did the Uno reverse joint. Nah.
But yeah, I hope you hear our hearts there, man. I think that you definitely have a right. I think what you're saying is absolutely right, and I think that
Hmm.
we it's just it's, I think I'm in agreement as well in regards to, especially with SOAR and all the different things. And I mean, they already kind of got our information before. I'm really convinced about that, especially after the example of today, where he's like, "Listen, I didn't even show them I had my hat on, and they were able to get that here pretty close." Um, and so, and like I mentioned other people as well, like if it's just church aside, whatever, they had their body looking like they normally would. Like I've seen the person in real life and I've seen the video. I'm like, hold up, wait a minute, you know.
Yeah, I
So
know that.
so I
Yeah,
yeah. So they like it's crazy, but but yeah, man.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, it's good to remember too, man. The government and everybody, they had this stuff way before they got your footprint and your fingerprint right after you came out the womb.
That's right.
It's a lot of people trying to hide certain things, and it's like, bro, they already got you. They
Mm,
got you. You just gotta stay prayed up. You gotta stay protected. And move a certain way. But at the end of the day, they got you straight out the womb.
mm, yeah, sellout moment right there. But OTTO, I don't know if anything else you want to add to add to what you were saying earlier.
Nah, I just like I said, just wanted to come in and outside the comic relief. I like to just kind of throw stuff out there, here and there, just to get the people thinking, get the
100.
crowd going.
I appreciate that, man. As always, definitely appreciate that, and thank you so much for stopping by, bro. I'm gonna go to the comment section here because Tech Coach Rob got a lot here that he shared that I missed. He said it was after the GitHub. He said I used to use the resume app to train people I'm coaching on product ownership and software testing. Started in June, released in August, updated and sign up flow last week. Got our first two paid users. There we go, bro.
Hey, let
That's
me.
dope.
Oh man, I wish I had the button on you. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, no, that's fire. That's fire.
Yeah, man. No, that's dope. No, and then he said nope. All the money in Gemini showed me how to fix my issues that AI couldn't code on its own. So that's what. And maybe again, we gotta. I know you said something the project that you want to work on. We gotta get you for one of these shows to kind of share it as well, Tech Coach Ralph. Also mentioned the owner problem with the equity is when when the owner tries to go back to the AI and do some things that mess up what you did.
Ah, snap. Yeah, yeah. You can't do that. They probably gotta. You know what they gotta do? You gotta put that in the contract. You
Yeah,
gotta put. The technical dude gotta put. Hey, man, if I touch it, this is what we go with. If you want to add some and you want to add AI in,
go through me.
do it on something separate, and then let me see it, and I'll add it in because you're gonna mess up what I did, and you're gonna be blaming me, and I still want my money. But yeah, no, that's a good point to bring out.
Hmm. Tech people do live in the truth, as Tech Coach Ralph says. So much so that it's hard for them to oversell. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah, leave it to
yeah,
the sales guys and the marketing people. Be like, hey,
yeah.
I built Neverland, and they're like, listen, this is one roller coaster, one roller coaster that goes around and around. Man, listen, y'all. We definitely appreciate you guys for coming onto the show. Um, this has been a great episode. And listen, I know that we probably had other things we could add on to the show, but I think this is a good spot right now. I think this is a good
Yeah,
spot. We could definitely talk about some other things next week as well, but definitely want to hear from y'all what's going on in your world and share. It's Operation Takeover says no, Ralph. It was an AI. My credit card information was stolen back when they did carbon copies. So, he said he said no, Ralph. It wasn't an AI. He said my credit card was stolen back when he did carbon copies. And Takeover Ralph says marketing people sell it, then they ask you to build it. That's true. Tech people build it, then they ask you to market it, and that is
yep.
that is the real deal. So listen, what do y'all takeaways from this story? Definitely want to hear that from you. Do you feel that story that do you feel the story with this founder? Could that be your story as well? And if so, let us know what you are interested in building in the comments section. And like always, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe if you have not. Go to youtube.com/at Talk That Tech Show, and you can do all the subscription there and following and liking and everything in between. Thank you for OTTO for commenting on the show, and we're going to shout out, like we do always, those that commented. OTTO was one. We got Tech Coach Ralph, and also that wealth chick who was in the building as well. We appreciate everybody for stopping by and sharing
Yes,
the
indeed.
love. Again, Tech Coach OTTO, thank you as well. We appreciate y'all. And this has been another episode of Talk That Tech, the
#1 tech morning show in the world. Good morning. Goodbye. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace and elbow grease.